Greetings, my fellow freedom love sovereign thinkers. Thank you for tuning to LL3 Podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful realms of planet Earth. Today's date is Sunday, May 10th, 2026. This is episode 1965, The Antichrist Idolatry of Narcissist Donald Trump. Before I proceed, you can follow me on multiple social media sites and podcast channels. Just type in Looky Luck number 3, Looky Luck Roman number 3 with 3 eyes, or Looky Luck Roman number 3 podcast. In addition, if you have any questions, comments, recommendations, and all that good stuff, whatever you do, please use decorum. Hit me via email to ll3.podcast@proton.me if you want to donate. Go to paypal.me or cash.app/Looky Luck number 3. Well, I'm going to be talking about idolatry in general. I know people like seeing the golden statue of Donald Trump. And I just see it very interesting, of course. Not shocked, but observant. So what I want to be reading here came from ParrisVStefano.com. Cool little blog. Good guy, good person. Wish him always, hopefully he's doing well. We gotta get together soon, young man. It's been a very long time. We all have our ups and downs, and we reconcile. That's how life should be. So I'm going to be reading this. It says, The Antichrist Idolatry of Narcissist Donald Trump. Evangelical and Jewish religious leaders gathered in South Florida to worship and pray to a golden statue of President Donald Trump, eagle called Don Colossus. This is indeed pure idolatry. Trump, in his never-ending narcissism, has gilded his own image in golden statue form in tandem with the coming of the Antichrist. This wicked demigod display is needed a harbinger of the end time transition. Many Christians across denominations have strongly criticized the imagery of a gold Trump statue, comparing it to the biblical golden calf story in Exodus. The biblical golden calf story from Exodus 32. The Israelites has just escaped slavery in Egypt with God's help through Moses. They crossed the Red Sea miraculously and arrived at Mount Sinai. Moses went up to the mountain for 40 days to talk with God and receive the 10 Commandments, including rules like no other gods and don't make idols. And I do remember that. So I'll just continue on here, reading about this a very long time. The people got impatient and worried that Moses might not come back. They went to Aaron, Moses' brother, who was in charge while Moses was gone, and said, "Make some gods to lead us, and we don't know what happened to this Moses guy." Aaron collected their gold jewelry, earrings, etc., melted it down, and shaped it into a golden calf, a young bull Moloch-like statue. He built an altar in front of it and announced a festival. The people celebrated, partied, bowed down, and treated the calf as the god that had rescued them from Egypt. When Moses came down the mountain carrying his stone tablets with God's law, he saw the partying and gold idol worship. He was furious, smashed the tablets, destroyed the golden calf, burned it, ground it to powder, and made them drink it, and confronted Aaron. God was so angry he wanted to wipe out the people, the deluge, and start over, but Moses pleaded for mercy. There was punishment. Some people died and became a major example in the Bible of idolatry. Putting something else in the place of God, breaking the covenant right after receiving the rules against it. It's a story about human impatience, the temptation to create, revere, and worship visible gods and symbols you can see and control instead of trusting the invisible force of God, and the dangers of mixing true faith and pagan-style worship. Connecting Donald Trump's golden statue at the Doral to the story. Recently, as of early May 2026, a large golden statue of Donald Trump, about 15 to 22 feet tall, on a pedestal, gold-leafed, showing him with a raised fist, echoing the socially geoengineering PSYOP false flag stage Butler, Pennsylvania assassination theater of pain, was installed and dedicated at Trump National Doral Golf Course in Miami, from Trump to himself in Florida. That's Doral, to be exact. That's the city that came out, I guess, in the new millennium, you could say, new century. But I'll continue on. The nickname chose for his gold statue, entitled Don Colossus, has all the flair and excitement of a cheesy 80s porn star character. It was commissioned by a crypto group and MAGA cult supporters, funded by thousands of mind-controlled donors, and unveiled with a ritualistic, hero-like ceremonial show involving an evangelical pastor, Mark Burns. The relation the world now sees. The global general public immediately compare this 3D matrix theater of pain to the biblical golden calf story lesson. It's interpreted globally as a modern-day Antichrist example of idolatry and MAGA cult-like hero demon worship, turning a human pop culture farce of a political leader into a golden image of adoration, especially with religious-style mind-control dedication and linking it to God's protection. It does indeed reveal the broader accusations that Trump's MAGA cult supporters treat him like a modern-day ascended master savior figure that looks like he belongs on board the mothership with Commander Ashtar, working with the galactic system rather than an illuminated secret society, Merovingian bloodline politician in league with the satanic reptilian Rothschilds. MAGA cult members, including the pastor, says is not a golden calf or idol, as they call it, indoctrination, a symbol of Illuminati, resilience, blind patriotism, and demon worship, honors for Trump's geoengineering, survival, and scripted achievements. No different than a statue of an athlete or hero, like the statue of Rocky Balboa that stands in Philly, not something to worship. However, sure enough, they all were during the inauguration of this golden goon statue of Trump, all hypocritically gathered around the golden statue of Donald Trump, all genuflecting to it. There has also been significant public backlash and debate online, according from Christians, to view the symbolism as spiritually troubling and politically excessive. What we are witnessing is more than just a political spectacle. It's a stark echo of ancient idolatry. The golden statue of Donald Trump, aka Don Colossus, that was revealed in South Florida, stands as a monument of narcissism that borders the Antichrist archetype, and archetypes most definitely equate to demons. Note in Christian thought, archetypes are seen as negative spiritual patterns that parallel demonic possession qualities, especially when they drive people toward sin, narcissism, and deception. For an example, the archetype of demon of a false messiah, Antichrist figure who offers pseudo-illusions of power, glory, and dominion, and synchronistically equate to demonic deception, drawing people away from truth faith. In this reality, an archetype like narcissistic self-glorification can indeed be seen not just as a personality disorder type, but all can be seen as a deriving from a demonic elite's scope of influence that feeds off the energy frequencies of human sorrow, as if it were a mess high, as it leads people down the path toward spiritual destruction. Surrounded by religious leaders, This golden idolatry image of Trump's self-glorification hints at a deeper, more darker authoritative deception arise, one that spells caste worship, control, and ultimately a sign of the time transitions. At its core, this is indeed a pure centered display of narcissism, a leader who commands an entire spectacle to revolve around himself, wrapped in golden access. Every gesture, every crowd, every image feeds that self-obsession. And in that reflection, we see a dangerous pattern where fascist authority demand alteration and a society is deceived into surrendering their life force energy power in the shimmering of a single golden narcissistic antichrist-like idol. In Christian eschatology, the Antichrist is often seen as a figure of narcissism, self-worship, and charismatic deception, someone who captivates people, draws them in, and demands absolute loyalty. The world sees Trump's rise to the presidency, his constant egoic self-promotion, the golden imagery he more than once posted when he trolled the internet, and the blind devotion he inspires as fitting that archetype. Like a gilded specter rising from the sands of the Doral, this statue of Donald Trump stands tall, a gleaming colossus, echoing ancient idols in the fervent glow of evangelical and Jewish leaders who surround it. We see more than a man. We see a reflection of an age, an era where defecation, walks in hand with social indoctrinations. There's no mere political theater of pain spectacle. It is a harbinger of a darker Antichrist authority sculpted into a satanic golden idol statue, i.e. a MAGA ritual, if you will, aka idolatry, to be publicly worshipped by a human pop culture Americanation who is deeply lost in the mind control sauce. Very interesting indeed. And I'm thinking about this for a very long time. The biggest mistake the American people in general, not all, but in general, was always looking for the next Lord and Savior. One person can save us all. It doesn't matter what side of the paradigm you're on. And to be all due respect and a good faith, the Democrat and GOP, what they have in common? They're left-wingers. Abraham Lincoln was a progressive for his time. And remember, if you go to the Lincoln Memorial, they try to idolize him as the Lord and Savior too. Well, he's just sitting in a chair and on the legs itself, shape of fascists, the handles, which that's banned in Italy, by the way. It means dominance and control. People have been going this path for a very long time. This is just one example. It's happening worldwide. They look for that one person to save us all. This is why a person like myself and many others out there, we got to do our homework the best we can, do our research, study history. Here's the thing, folks. The main objective in the United States Declaration of Independence is never trust the government. Presidents should have all this high prestige power. But it's been done by the House, and people got lackadaisical. We got to take responsibility for our actions, including yours truly. We have a lot more power than what they think, but they don't want you to do that. Not when they know, don't want you to execute. They may call you a terrorist, a Nazi, a fascist, etc. I can say this for sure. Even though when Trump won in 2024, it was very predictable. Not surprised at all. Because the other one, the people wanted, was a bawd and had a vice president that was an insurrectionist. Vice presidential candidate, is an insurrectionist, which is called treason in the state of Minnesota. Look it up, what treason is in Minnesota, on Minnesota statutes. You'd be surprised. Without us, they are nothing. Don't follow false idols, my friends. Don't get caught up in the Jim Jones jamboree or any cult followings. Even Trump haters are cult members too. They don't want to admit that. But deep down inside, they know I'm right. That's why I always tell folks, you're going to be critical. Have merit. Don't be a parrot. Prove it with facts instead of rhetoric, baseless statements. Well, that is all for now. I thank everyone for listening, but feel free to download and share us throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, recommendations, all that good stuff, whatever you do, please use decorum. Hit me via email to ll3.podcast@proton.me. If you don't donate, go to PayPal, me or Cash app /look3. I will put the link up for this episode. Check out Parris V. Stefano's website. Observe responsibly, of course. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading the love, and may your guardian spirits be with you.